I'd like to contrast. I'd like to contrast the approach Facebook has taken with something like Amazon. So when I look at a business like Amazon, and actually there are, if I look at the large Chinese tech and the large US tech, so we look at Facebook, Alphabet, Amazon, Microsoft, Tencent, and Alibaba. Let's say we looked at these characters. There are only two of these players, in my opinion, that's Amazon and Tencent, that are really off the charts on capital allocation. So if you look at Amazon, for example, you look at their balance sheet, they have no cash. They actually have net debt. And the Bezos approach, and on the other hand, Amazon is an extremely innovative company. They've gone after one vertical after another and killed it. And the way Amazon does it is they don't make one large bet. They did not bet everything on AWS. AWS was a small Mickey Mouse, project on the side. And as it started to get traction, they started to put more resources behind it. And they try to keep it under the covers for a long time. But if you look at, like, for example, the Fire phone, for example, it failed. But Amazon maybe put 100, 200 million behind it. Pragmatically, they saw, okay, this is not working. We're going to move on. And they have a lot of failures. But I don't know of any Amazon failure that absorbed meaningful amounts of capital relative to their scale. So they are continuously and all the time going into, so for example, very soon they will start competing directly with FedEx and UPS, offering package services for non-Amazon stuff. Anything I want to send to anywhere, I can use Amazon, so UPS and FedEx, and they'll kill the pricing on that, which will be really hard for those two players. That's the example of how they're innovating. Tencent is a little bit different in the sense that they are really good at understanding that they have limited competencies internally. Their venture and investing arm is off the charts. It's at the level of Sequoia or Andreessen Horowitz, at those guys. I mean, their long-term returns on their outside investments have been 36% annual compounded returns. It's amazing returns. And they've done it globally, and they've done it at scale. And on the internal projects that they put their money on, they're really not willing to make these $10 billion bets. I mean, when they did WeChat, it was a small 20% team on the side ranking it out. So what I find is that an investment in Tencent gives you a Sequoia-like venture arm, which is very proven and scalable. And it doesn't matter what the Chinese do. So if the Chinese Communist Party gives them all kinds of roadblocks, they'll just move. They already moved that engine to go outside China and just go kick ass outside China. And in the case of Amazon, the innovation engine is just so extreme. I mean, the way he enters new geography. So if I look at someone like Microsoft, they don't have a place to put the capital. Their balance sheet is drowning in cash. So buybacks, and that's pretty much the end of the story. There's nothing else they can do. Alphabet, similar situation. They've got a few plays. They've got a lot of cash coming in, but they don't have an investment engine that is really serious. And they don't have internal projects which have discipline. I mean, if you look at what they spent on Waymo, that's been just a pipe dream for a very long time, with nothing coming out the other end for a very long time. When I look at Facebook particularly, Meta is going all in on one bet, which is the exact opposite of what Bezos does. Bezos never went all in on one bet. He only went all in one bet right at the beginning on books, and then very quickly started diversifying those bets and went from there. So from my point of view, I cannot give credit to Meta to take VR mainstream. The gamers will go for it. The early adopters will go for it. A lot of cool factors on that front. But for them to go from that 10 million to a billion devices, that is a massive leap, very big leap. And we don't. So what I'm trying to say is that all I can do is I can say, okay, I know it's cheap. I know I can get my double. I know getting my double is low risk. But then let me go 2-3 years and let me see what they've delivered. Has the 10 million number moved to 100 million? What are the next versions looking like? Are the non-gamers buying this? Is the housewife next door, is she buying it? So what's your perspective?
I think 100 million is very achievable.